What is up guys, JayFerGaming here and welcome back to my F1 2016 career mode. This is the penultimate race of Season 3, the Brazilian Grand Prix, and I do apologise if you can hear a bird tweeting in the background. It's in my back garden and it's really annoying, and I mean the animal, not a woman. But looking at this, we are having a very good first season with Force India. We're ahead of our teammate and hopefully we can finish that battle here at Sao Paulo, Brazil. But we're looking to break into the top 4 if possible and secure second in the Constructors' Championship. But it is helped by a sponsor bonus of 400 resource points. So that'll do nicely for us next season, as we'll make the upgrades. Actually, it'll be after the first or during the first weekend, which is kind of stupid, but at least we'll get the upgrades on the car by Bahrain. So yeah, unfortunately in the driver rivalry, Hulkenberg did beat us again. It was by, I think, 2 points, so he's 4-0 up there, so that's pretty incredible. So of course R&D has been seized for the season. Looking forward to next season. We already have 1,500 resource points, so they'll do very nicely, but it is closing up at the top there, I've got to say. But you can see our recent form. It's been okay, not too spectacular. We could have done with a few more podiums this season. We haven't had the big points that we've really needed. But in past seasons, we finished 7th last year at Brazil, and that kind of ruined our championship challenge, really. And the year before 15th, so we've got to do a lot better than that this time. And let's see how we do in the qualifying session. And it was very interesting because there was a threat of rain straight away. I went out straight away in the session, went on to my first lap. It was decent. I was getting held up by Sainz there, which didn't help at all, I've got to say. And it's starting to drizzle, so the end of this lap was pretty tricky, and I knew I only had one chance to get a lap in, and this would be it. So I really did have to make this count. So DRS, power into the line. Where are we going to end up early on in the session? It's P3. But where would we end up overall? Because I didn't put in another lap because it was raining too hard. We ended up P19. That is very bad. We're behind a Sauber as well. I mean, there's usually 2 Saubers on the back row of the grid, so that is very, very bad. Magnussen takes pole again, but hey, this Brazilian Grand Prix is going to be tough. Let's see what we can do, because it's scheduled to rain. So it is absolutely chucking it down, which is probably a good thing for us, really. You can see in terms of the weather forecast, it's going to start heavy rain, go to light, and then dry conditions. So that usually is a good thing for us. And considering we're starting in P19, that's going to give us our best shot at getting some decent points. So looking forward to this one for sure. There should be a lot of strategy involved, overtaking, probably a bit of carnage as well. So the penultimate race of the season, 5 lights, and away we go. We get a pretty good start compared to Nasser on the left, but it's going to be a very cautious turn 1, of course. There'll be a lot of cars ploughing in, and probably a few lockups as well. So we're just looking for the gaps, trying to make up as many early positions as possible. We try and go around the outside of Button here. We should have the inside line for turn 2. Yes, we do, side by side. Very difficult through this section. We're trying to put the power down, but the back end keeps stepping out. You can see I'm fighting the wheel at times. Button does get a better run there, so we're in P18, but we'll probably go for a bit of a dive bomb here. And we might get both McLarens looking at it. We're locking up side by side with Alonso. He gives us the room, and we slide on the curb, but this battle does go on. Can we get him here? And he does kind of cut across us there. Very dangerous. So close to making contact. We do fight back again with the switch back up the inside, and now you'll see the AI are just going to drive in a straight line. Yeah, a lot of cars will be defending the inside there. I really do hope Codemasters do fix that for next year's game. The AI are good, but they do need a few big improvements, I've got to say. Look, we'll have another example here. I don't really want to be taking advantage of it, but I'd lose a lot of time behind these cars. They are pretty slow on this first lap, I've got to say, and I am pretty good in wet conditions, usually on the intermediates, but the AI very slow on this first lap, and it means we've jumped up to P13 already. Let's see if we can get overtake done on Haryanto. And once again, you'll see the AI in a straight line. There is one car at the front of this train which is incredibly slow. You can see on the minimap, I think that's Daniel Ricciardo in the lead, getting away. Not Magnussen for once, which is a very big surprise. And yeah, we're just picking these drivers off. They're not defending at all. It's just simple moves up the inside, though we didn't actually go for a move there. So lap 2. come to the end of the lap, and look at this straight line speed. The Manor has some brilliant straight line speed, which has been displayed this season. Oh my god, we were so close to hitting the back of my teammate. If that was Nico to me, I guarantee he would have just smashed into the back of me. He's done that so often this season, and we were so late on the brakes trying to get the better of the Manor. We just avoided Hulkenberg at the last second, but we've got to run on Verline again. His straight line speed doesn't seem as good as it has been earlier on in the season, so we get the move done. Up to P10, finally into the points. And let's see a replay of that in slow motion. You can see, oh god, oh no, we're getting closer. We've got to turn out of this. Great reactions there, I've got to say. And we just avoid crashing into the back of our teammate. That would have been disastrous for both of us. But now, ahead of us, we have Hulkenberg making a move on Palmer. The Renaults really do seem to be struggling, I've got to say. And they're going to go side by side into turn 1, so I was looking to pick off the scraps here, see if we can take 2 positions very quickly, but they do make a little bit of contact there. Palmer's very slow, we've hit the back of him, so annoying. It's a little bit of damage on the left side of the front wing, but as my engineer says, it's only minor, so I'd straight away change that we don't need to change the front wing when we come in for a pit stop. Maybe under a safety car or something, but in full race conditions, there's no point losing the extra 3-4 seconds. So Hulkenberg was getting away from us. We needed to get past Palmer as quick as possible. And the thing is, I need to be ahead of Hulkenberg because of the pit stop strategy, really, because we're going to be going on to intermediate conditions in the next probably 5 laps. So I don't want to be stacking behind Hulkenberg, and I don't want to be racing around for another lap. We do go very wide there into turn 1. That's not going to help us, and it's probably going to put us under pressure by the looks of things. As Palmer's right on our tail, he's probably going to get a decent run with the OP slipstream, and he is by the looks of things. I don't really defend for some reason, not sure why. He's going for the move, and he's made contact with the rear of us. Oh, we've locked up. Can we keep the car on the track? Yes, we can, only just. And we're sliding off the curb. What is Jolien doing? Once again, an AI driver is trying to destroy my race. Usually it's my teammate. Now it's my former teammate. I'm lucky to keep the car under control. It's great car control. But what is Palmer doing? We'll see a replay on board with him. So he moves to the left to shape for the move. And then he just goes back to the right, makes contact, pushes me, which makes me turn to the left. You'll see here, he's pushing us. And look, we're lucky not to go into the inside barrier, really. Good job I reacted in time. Look at the lockups there. Keeping the car under control. And luckily we kept the position. So no harm done, really. We've lost a bit of time to Hulkenberg ahead. And that means we're probably not going to overtake him before intermediate conditions. So I think it's getting close to intermediate. So I'm going to take a little bit of a gamble and come into the pits right now. It would save me pitting on the same lap as Hulkenberg, and if I chose to go a lap later, that would probably be even worse. So I think pitting early is the safest strategy. We come in, put in the inters on, and we'll see if we have any pace. So we're going to come out in last place, of course. The field was pretty packed tightly in the second half of the field. So as we come out the pits, it's a tricky pit exit, I've got to say. The amount of times I've damaged my front wing there. So let's see with the first corner coming up. We do have damage, don't forget, so we're going to have a little bit more understeer. And in this corner, it felt fine. I was a little bit too cautious, but it felt like intermediate conditions to me, and it did really show at the end of the lap. I put in a pretty decent lap. And then Button and Hamilton have come into the pits. The only two to pit for the Inters, which I thought was very surprising. The 3 Brits here pitting very early on, so this could really pay off for us, and we'll have to see how well in a bit. But at the end of this lap is when the rest of the AI started to pit, so some of them have pit as we set the fastest lap of the race. So it was definitely intermediate conditions on the back of Ericsson, so we should make up quite a bit of timing and probably a few positions. So as I say that, we do struggle on the exit of turn 2. So Sainz is coming out the pits. We do get ahead of him. Is that my teammate ahead? Is that Nico? Yes, it is. Nico's only just ahead of Ericsson. So before the pit stop phase, I was about 5-6 seconds behind. So from that, we've gained probably about 5 seconds. So that's worked out perfectly for us. We just need to get on the back of him, and we probably are going to dispatch the Sauber Ericsson. Yeah, they're so uncompetitive in this career, it's unbelievable. So are we going to get close enough to Hulkenberg at all? We do seem to be very strong in these couple of corners as we fight the car. The exit here, I go up to gear 3 pretty early, and I don't think the AI do, so that aids us very nicely. We're going to go for the dive bomb inside. Yes, we make a bit of contact, but hey, that's not new at Force India this season. It's usually the other way around. So we're up to P10. We're on the back of Bottas. Grosjean's into the pit. He's held up Bottas nicely for us. Up the inside, another fastest lap of the race. We're doing so well in these conditions. Can we get the move done? Yes, we can. We've gone slightly wide. Everyone has pit for the Inters now. So this is our genuine position at P7. So from 19th 16th on the grid, we've done a very good job, and the strategy has worked very well for us pitting early. So we have to skip to lap 19 now. It did take a while to catch up to the back of Verstappen. But Magnussen, who started on pole, he's so slow. The Renaults are very slow this week. Well, this weekend in the race. They're just slow in the wet conditions. We've got to run on Verstappen. We've got on the grass, so we're out of control. Can we control the car? Yes, we can. We avoid the back of Magnussen. That was kind of a great move, but it started with a mistake. We got too far onto the grass, just drifting the car, avoiding the Renault. Avoiding the Red Bull, but getting the move done on Max. We'll slow it down here. Getting too far onto the grass. It's pulling us to the right. We've got to counter that. And that makes us slide all over the place. We'll probably have a lockup as well. As we do indeed. I've got to say, my car control. I don't want to be blowing my own trumpet here, but it was pretty good in this race. I did make a few mistakes, but I counter them mistakes by making great overtakes and things. But we do go wide here. As we're trying to go after Magnussen. Side by side with Verstappen. He makes a bit of contact, pushes us wide. But we do come back onto the track. I'm not sure if I should have retaken that position. We did get a nudge from Max. But, I just did continue. I want to win this race. I don't really care. We're not fighting for a championship, so, yeah. I keep the position on the back of Magnussen. Are we going to go for dive bomb into turn 1? Yes, we do. Because he is slow. He really is. Up to P5 now. And let's see if we can chase down the top 4. They are quite far ahead, really. Especially the top 3. There was a few trains earlier on in the race. And it really did affect the spacing out at the front of the field. But if you look on the minimap, there's a yellow flag. A car had a puncture. And that's brought out a safety car. In terms of the weather, it's meant to dry out around lap 31, 32 according to the engineer. I wasn't actually going to pit for another set of the Inters, but now it does make sense. I think the AI would have pit again for Inters, so I was trying to make up a full pit stop on the cars ahead. So we are going to come into the pits for the Inters. We might lose a few positions, but I feel like it's a safer strategy to go for, because these tyres were about, I think the front right was around 40% worn, so it would have been a stretch to take the original set of the Inters to the dry compound and the dry running at the end of the race, but this is going to make sure we're pretty safe, and we come out in P8, so it's not so bad. Under the safety car, Ericsson got disqualified. I don't know why. I don't have a clue what's going on with his car here, so who knows. And at turn 1 he just pulls off to the right. Just had enough, I guess. So I really don't know what's going on with him. But at this point, more cars went into the pits. A lap under the safety car. Great strategy, of course, from the AI. But we're actually racing Verstappen out the pits here. And this could get us up to P5 if we beat him out. Let's look behind us. And I think we've got him. Yes, we do. So, we were so close to the wall there. Concentrate. Don't look backwards on the track. So, lap 26. We got 10 laps to go. Safety car restart. Can we do anything going into turn 1? Can we be the Max Verstappen of the field? Let's see. So we get running again. On the back of Kimi Räikkönen. We've got a great run. I think we'll probably go for the move into turn 1. We do indeed. Late on the brakes. Side by side. Can we get P4 here? We're still side by side. So he's got the inside line. He pushes us out onto the curb. We somehow get better traction than him. And we're up to P4. So that's worked out quite well. But Max Verstappen's got ahead of him. He's got to run on us. We're going to have to go defensive here. What can the Red Bull driver do into the braking? Oh my god, look at that braking. That was such late braking. Nearly both cars outbroke me there. I didn't think I was that cautious, but that braking from Max, it was so realistic. But middle sector, we're better out that corner, as you know by now. Up the inside, clean move this time. Got the car under control, back to P4. Let's see if we can catch up to these cars ahead, because they really didn't seem that quick. And now it feels like Vettel is holding up Ricciardo and Rosberg, and we're right on the back of Rosberg. We'll go for our classic move here. Up the inside, again. Such great control. Simple overtake, really. If the AI aren't going to defend, I'm just going to chuck it up the inside. On the back of Ricciardo, looking for the opportunity here. No, we went offline a bit too far there, so we lost our momentum. But once again, we're purple. We're putting in some great lap times. Vettel really doesn't look that quick. And as we're going up against the Renault power unit here in the Red Bull, or Tag Heuer, if you want to be precise, we should get a decent run here. We should get the move done before turn 1. As we do indeed. Fastest lap of the race. Nicely done. Ricciardo's better on the brakes, but we have better control and the better line. Up to P2. And I've got to say, we've got a great shot of winning this race now. Putting Vettel under pressure. The Ferrari, again, another car that doesn't seem to be performing incredibly well in the wet conditions. Up the inside. Can we get the move done? We look up slightly. And we've got the move done. We're up to P1 from P19 on the grid. This is why I love the wet conditions, because I am pretty good in them. It's just a great feeling. Lap 34 now we're coming on to. We've got a huge gap to the cars behind. 6 seconds from a few laps. And the track really is drying out. I did consider pitting on the previous lap, but I thought the AI aren't going to pit, so I might as well just leave it out in the car out in the lead. Even if we're on the wrong compound, we should win this race in this position. And we skip to the last lap now, and we're on the back of NASA. I wanted to beat NASA to the line, but we've absolutely dominated this last section of the race after the safety car period. Unbelievable. We started P19. We're going to finish P1 at the Brazilian Grand Prix. We are going to take the victory. What a win there. Oh, that was absolutely brilliant. The weather, the strategy, the overtakes, the out of control overtakes as well. That's a brilliant feeling. It's been ages since I won. It was since Canada, which must be about, 12, 13 races ago. That was a brilliant victory from P19 as well. I'm so happy with that performance. Hope you guys did enjoy that. Celebrations on the podium with Rosberg and Ricciardo. Looks like Vettel did drop off as well. No Renaults as well. That's a big surprise, but they just didn't perform in the race, even though Magnussen dominated qualifying. So the result here, we gain 18 positions. Absolutely incredible scenes. Where are the Renaults? 9th and 10th. They've had an absolute shocker here. I've got to say, pretty lucky they've already won the Constructors' Championship and Drivers' Championship in the hands of Kevin Magnussen. My teammate Hulkenberg finished 6th, so we've got some solid points here compared to Ferrari. Ferrari got 22 points. We got 33. Good maths there. Good maths. So we might jump over them in the Constructors. So that battle, that's definitely going to all the way to Abu Dhabi in the final race. So driver standings, Magnussen already sorted. We're in P5. We can't be beaten by our teammate. The lowest we can finish is P5. So we can actually finish in P2. So anywhere between P2 and P5 for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, we can finish in the driver standings, which is, I think that's a great achievement for my first season in Force India. Very happy with that. We've destroyed our teammate in the second half of the season. I might not be able to qualify, but I can get the points in the race, which is where you get the points, obviously. So, Constructors coming up. We've jumped Ferrari. We are 6 points ahead of them, so yeah, that battle's going to go on to Abu Dhabi as well. Red Bull with an outside shot as well. So if you have enjoyed this Brazilian Grand Prix, please do leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already to my channel. Look out for Abu Dhabi, finale of Season 3. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you then. Goodbye.